So I will answer the question about through the lens of linguistic based on book. Okay, the first question is what are the basic characteristic of language? And the answer is each language has its own internal rules and grammatical convention, and these are identified and defined through the following specific areas of linguistic study, such as phonology is how sounds or sign units function together, and morphology is the form and composition of word or sign, and then syntax is the formation and composition of phrases and utterance, and then semantics is the study of meaning. And then the last one is discourse or pragmatics is how language is used to communicate ideas. And next question is how do sociolinguistic and discourse analysis change linguistic? And the answer is sociolinguistic and discourse analysis have had a significant impact on linguistics by expanding the field focus beyond the study of language structure to include the social and cultural context in which language is used. Discourse analysis, on the other hand, has drawn attention to the importance of studying language as a social practice that is used to accomplish specific communicative goals. This approach has encouraged linguistics to examine language use in a variety of contexts, including conventional interaction, written text, and institutional settings. So, the impact of sociolinguistic and discourse analysis on linguistics has been to shift the focus of the field from an exclusive emphasis on language as a formal system to a broader understanding of language as a social and cultural practice. Next question is, who are the major scholars in sociolinguistic and discourse analysis, and what are their contributions? So the answer is there are many scholars who have contributed significantly to the fields of sociolinguistic and discourse analysis. Here are some of the major scholars and their contribution. First is Erving Goffman. Goffman is considered one of the founders of modern sociolinguistics. His work focuses on the ways in which people interact in everyday situations and how they use language to construct social rules and identities. Next is Dale Hymes. Hymes is known for developing the concept of communicative competence, which refers to the ability to use language appropriately in different social contexts. He also developed the ethnography of communication, which is a methodology for studying the relationship between language and culture. And last is Deborah Tannen. Tannen's work focuses on the differences in a communication style between men and women. She has written extensively about the ways in which gender influence language use and the impact that this difference have on social interaction. And the last question is, explain one significant discourse study in sign language interpreting. And the answer is, the first major discourse analysis study was conducted by Cynthia Roy, whose approach grew out of interactional sociolinguistics and specifically drew upon the works of Grampers and Tannen. Roy's study, which was based in a discourse analysis framework, focused on the turn exchange of an interaction between a college professor and graduate students. Up to this point, investigation on interpreting had either been experiments or films interpreters as they work in large public settings, but sign language interpreters do the bulk of their work in face-to-face, private meetings with 3 participants, 2 primary speakers and interpreter. The study was the first to film the kinds of interaction interpreters experience on a daily basis. So that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.